Wow, here we are again, folks. Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. The Lord wakes me up and says to me, I'm your Lord. It's time for you to get up and do something. And I said, Lord, well, I don't feel like it today. And the Lord said, we're not going to go by feelings. We're going to go by fact. And the fact is, open up the book, the Psalm, and the theme is that he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I don't know what your situation is today, but I do know this. My situation is that I fight the fact that I was married right at 60 years, and my wife has gone to heaven. And there's a type of loneliness that almost can't be fought in the physical. Well, it can't be fought in the physical. So I have to fight it in the spiritual. If I'm God's child, I'm supposed to live in the spiritual every day. So I woke up this morning with, this is the first day of the rest of my life. I will be glad and rejoice in it. And the Lord had me open up to Psalm 91. And the theme of it is, I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day the Lord hath made. And this is what counts. I will say to the Lord, my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. If I didn't have Him, who could I trust in? Can you trust in self? No. Self will put you down. Can you trust in your neighbors? No. Your neighbors will put you down. Can you trust in your best friends? No. Your best friends can't do for you what God will do for you. So it's all in the Lord. For listen, it is He who delivers you from the snare of the trapper and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His opinions. Under His wings you may seek refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a buckler. And that is P-I-N-I-O-N-S. Pinions. And He is the one that will keep you. He is the one that will keep me. If my mind will be stayed on Him, He will keep me in perfect peace in spite of the physical realm that I live in. So therefore, I must, or bust, keep my mind on Him. If I don't, I'm in trouble. And you will be too. Verse 5, you will not be afraid of the terror by night, or of the arrow that flieth by day. Who brings terror? The devil is the terror man. He's the one that makes terror. He's the one that flings the arrows all day long at you, and all night if you will allow him. You will have sleepless nights if you allow the devil to bring terror on you. It said, of the pestilence, the stakes, the stalks in darkness. That's talking about at night. The pestilence come in your mind, and they come in your heart. And of the destruction that lays waste at noon. Can you imagine that you lay awake all night and you have all these things coming at you, and by noontime you're wore out and you're about ready for destruction? And thousands, he said. He said, 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not approach you. Wow. In other words, the Bible's saying to us, and God is saying to us through His Word, that thousands, even 10,000s, but it shall not approach us. Don't let that bother you. Let it run off your back like water off your back and water off a duck's back. Just let it pass by. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. So, he's saying, you're under His protection, and look at the recompense of the wicked around you. And you're under His protection. Yes, you live in the same world they live in. Yes, if you're not careful, you'll have the same doubts and fears they'll have. But He said, I am the one that keeps you. For you have made the Lord my refuge, even the Most High your dwelling place. No evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent. How about that? The devil will make you see a plague that's not there. A plague that God said, I'm not going to allow this plague to be with you. I'm going to deliver you from it. I'm going to deliver you from that place. I can't use you if you won't accept deliverance. So you need to accept deliverance from the place where you think that you are. And that's what you need to do. And if you don't do that, you won't have peace of mind. You won't have peace of heart. And I was looking for another one of my markers here. And I was looking for an orange one, but I didn't find it. So he's saying, I will deliver you. Listen to this. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. He will give His angels charge concerning to guard you in all your ways. Man, what a thought. That God has actually got angels around me, protecting me, and guarding my ways. Man, that is something. They will bear you up, their hands, lest you strike your foot against a stone. Now I know this was talking about Jesus. This was a future reference to Jesus. But if this scripture is written for me, as well as it was the Son of God, then it's for me that they're watching over me. And you know they've had to watch over me. I should have been dead a dozen times in my heathen days. And now perhaps the angels were much more busy in my heathen days than they have been in my saved days, in the days I've been following the Lord. Listen to this. You will tread upon lions and cobras and the young lion and the serpent you will trample down. He's saying, God is saying to you and I, that if He's watching over us, we don't have to worry about anything. Will you say, is this a metaphoric statement about these lions and about these things that are serpents? No, in a sense it's metaphoric. We're living as Christians in a den of lions. We're living as Christians in a den of serpents. We're living as Christians under the attack of the devil himself. But God said, because He has loved me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him securely on high, because he has known my name. Now I know, do you remember when the devil took Jesus up on the high pinnacle, that God was watching over him? And you remember the devil said, well, I know that God has given the angels charge over thee, that thou won't even dash your foot against a rock. If you jump off from here, you'll be fine. Tempting Jesus to tempt his Father. The devil is a tempter. He will tempt you and I to doubt. He will tempt you and I to misconstrue our day and live in a hard place for the day if we're not careful. But listen to this. He will call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With a long life, I will safely satisfy him, and let him behold my salvation. He's speaking to me. He has given me what I would call a long life today, 77. Of course, back in the days when this Bible was written, some people lived as much as 900 years. But here we are. And this is, we can go to the New Testament scriptures from this place where he said, I will honor him. I will honor him. And we can go over there and see where God took care of his son, Jesus Christ, on this earth. And he said, whatever I've done for him, I will do for you. I will do it for you. I will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on me. What was Jesus' will? To please the Father. His total will in his total life was to please the Father. And that's what he did. And because he did, God honored that. And he will honor you and I if our will be to please Jesus and to please the Father. Well, we'll see you next time. Right. Bye-bye.